Blessed day to everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us in today's event. I am Mr. Clarence Yarena, and it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our very own speakers. Today, we will be presenting the teaching philosophy prepared by BSEd Mathematics 1201. Now, without further ado, let's give the stage to our first speaker, Miss Eliza Genovia.
I am Eliza Yehanovia from BSEd Math 1201. My philosophy is a classroom should be a community where children are free to speak and grow. In my philosophy, I will focus on an environment where each of my students can speak with confidence. As a teacher, I will motivate the students who are not active on their studies using inspirational words that would help them to focus on their dreams. Being a future educator is not only about the profession itself, it is about my passion and vocation. When I was on my OJT in senior high school, I handled grade 4 students. At first, I thought that was a tiresome experience. After 3 to 5 days, I felt like having those kind of students was really memorable because they motivate me day by day, and that made me feel important and valuable. The other students that treated me with kindness made me feel special every single day. My goal in life is that someday I will able to show gratitude to the teacher that inspired me to be A to B in this field. Someday, I will tell them that they are the one who guided me to choose this vocation. They are part of my life that is worth to remember. As a future educator, I will embrace and respect my students' flaws, whatever it may be. I will do my best to understand them. I will love them as if they are my own children, and I will inspire them to have a better future. The significance of the words speak and grow to my philosophy dates back to my experience when I was in elementary. I was only an ordinary girl who used to sit in the back of the class and wait for my teacher's command. I didn't have the right to speak. My teacher only favored my classmates who have a pretty face and are from a wealthy family. After I managed to pass from that grade level, I told myself that I will never get inside that classroom again. On the brighter side of the unfortunate event, I will also thank that teacher because they helped me to step one level towards my dream. So in my philosophy, a classroom should be a community where children are free to speak and grow is the only step that will make me a good teacher someday. I will socialize with them as a mother, as a friend, and most importantly as a teacher that will inspire them with all my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Eliza Genovia, for an inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's hear our next speaker, Miss Diane Agelin Gonzalez.
Good day, everyone. My name is Diane Angeline F. Gonzalez. My philosophy about education as a high school teacher. I believe that every student participates well in the time of discussion. I believe that every student can adapt the lesson very well. I believe that every student can brainstorm or share their ideas and thoughts about the lesson. I believe that every student will listen when the discussion is on its way. I believe that every student to put efforts to learn for his or her better future. I believe that every student will follow the rules and regulations inside the campus and classroom. I believe that every student keep aiming on the dreams and don't lose focus on it. I believe that every students are hungry to gain more knowledge about the lesson. I believe that my task as a teacher is to facilitate the knowledge of every student. Teach my subject with mastery so my students can easily understand the lesson. Making my students feel proud to him or herself about his/her accomplishments in the lesson. Push my students to study hard and focus on every student. and subject. To, to guide my students about the lessons that they don't understand well and give the proper instructions. Continuous studying about the subject I teach to discuss it well in front of my students. Encourage them to have a brainstorming for them to exchange ideas and thoughts about lesson and also to gain some knowledge from their fellow students. I'll make brainstorming with my colleagues to gather some ideas and information that I can share on my students.
Thank you so much, Miss Diane Agelin Gonzalez, for an inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's hear our next speaker, Miss Angeline Hernandez.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angeline Hernandez, and this is my teaching philosophy. I believe students will leave my classroom with the tools they need to succeed throughout their lives. I believe success is the cornerstone of education. I believe all students have the ability to learn, and I will serve as a facilitator of learning with equal opportunity and access to learning. Every student has the potential to do great things, and I want to be that kind of teacher, instilling high expectation and the sense of purpose in all my future students. I want to make difference. I want to empower someone to learn and think about something in new life. I love of working with kids. Seeing students learn and develop is served as a reward for me. And from fellow teachers are all quite valuable to me. There is no better way to benefit society than to teach. And I can wait for the opportunity to ensure success in the next generation of young students. My goal to my students is learning a lot of things that can help to achieve them goal. I want to give them inspiration from my own story and experience I've done to reach my dreams. I want to realize them even the word impossible means I'm possible. So don't give up on your dreams. Keep fighting. And also, I want to be in part of them success that one day they said, she is the one person behind I am today. To make it real my goals for them, I'll do some techniques to catch up attention of my student, like using flashcard for recitation to maintain the concentration of the mind. And also, because of that recitation, students should have initiative to review or recall the lesson that I've done to discuss. And to teach them discipline, I'm strict in terms of time to finish them activities as soon as possible to lessen them schoolworks. And to realize them that we need to do the obligation as a student, and as a student, they need to learn how sacrifice now will be worth it for the better future. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Angeline Hernandez, for an inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's hear our next speaker, Mr. Jacel Isar.
Have a good day to everyone. My name is Jocelyn Sar from BSEd Mathematics 1. This is my teaching philosophy. As a teacher, I have some objectives. It is to learn the student easily, to know my teaching strategies, to understand how important education in our lives, to motivate the students to their work, and to inspire them. I believe that the student learn best when the teacher is joker. Explain the topic step by steps. Do not pressure them to answer the questions. I believe that a good learning environment is one where students learn easily because they can easily or quickly think about the topic and follow the discussion. And based on the saying, a good environment gives fast mental. I believe that all students have the following basic needs, such as providing the right information about the subject, giving the opportunity to express their knowledge, weaknesses, and as a teacher, I have understanding mind for the students. I believe that the teacher should have the following characteristics, such as long patience, understanding, broad knowledge, observance of their environment students, strong sense to know the child weaknesses to avoid embarrassment, especially already in recitation. I believe that the teacher should have the following characteristics, such as long patience, understanding, broad knowledge, observance of the environment in student, strong sense of knowing this child's weaknesses to avoid embarrassment, especially already in recitation. And I believe that the children I teach should not experience the experiences I had as student then. Because I know the feeling of being overwhelmed by activities and subjects, and projects rather. Because I also become a student. And I believe that I do not need to make it difficult or give the child a lot of activities because what is important to me is that they learn through my teaching and sharing my knowledge because I am not only teachers, I'm also their parents. And I believe that the learning has many goals, not only by being educated, but also by giving importance to what is learned, such as sharing it with others, applying for a job, and those like we who are highly educated believe I that my education will be provided and will form highly educated student. As an educator, I believe that I can impart sufficient knowledge and transform children who deviate from the wrong path. And above all, I can be a parent to children so that they may good and responsible and above all, fearful to God and the ultimate goal I want to achieve is to transform the child into educated, disciplined, responsible, and God-fearing person. And I believe we need relationship with parents, learning colleagues, and even more so with the administration because they are my allies and partners in providing solid and in-depth information to children. And they are also my assistant to change and develop students as educated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isar, for your inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's hear our next speaker, Miss Nancy Rose Holo.
Good day, my name is Tansero Severino, and this is my teaching profession. I believe that as a teacher, I need to help my students to develop themselves by making them feel comfortable and confident about themselves. I want them to feel the joy and the excitement every time I teach them, and also their free will to do everything or to listen to every discussion that I have, because I know that as a students, they have the capability to express themselves in class. I will teach my students with all the knowledge that I have and teach them. I want to be the role model who will shape them and guide them to the right path or way. I will teach them to give value and respect to every individual person. I know that there's a lot of students has their own ability and power to be a leader. So as a teacher, I will guide them in every steps of learning and give them the motivation to be the better students. I will support them with every challenges that they may encounter in school. I want my students to learn a lot from me, and also for me as a teacher, I want to learn also from them because I know that there's some points that the student may know that the teacher doesn't. I want my student to open up and speak with me when they feel down or sad about their studies, and I will be there for them as a sister or mother at the same time when they need someone who can rely on. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Holo. Now, let's focus our attention to our next speaker, Miss Keishal Ruin F. Landicho.
Good day everyone, my name is Kasharoin F. Landicho from BSEd Mathematics 1201 and I'm stating my teaching philosophy. Me as a future math teacher, Believe that every student has a capability to learn math in the most fun and interesting way that they can imagine. A courage to answer without hesitation, a spark of learning that is needed to lit up. They are uniquely different to one another that should be seen and grown. Have their own way of learning is needed to understand, and we as a teacher give our very best to adjust. And have their own way of judgment that makes them who they are. They are the persons that makes and change the future for the better tomorrow. I believe that my task as a future teacher is to let them see that math is not hard, as it seems. Just a little bit of hard work and a little bit of guidance from us. Make them believe that education is a weapon that they can bring and use in the future. Let them shine and grow in their own marvelous way. Encourage them to make good changes for their future. Provide the quality learning that they need. Understand each student's situation with proper and just judgment. Give them lifelong advices that someday they will use and give them to the future. Encourage them to innovate their ideas that can be used in the future. Because teachers are one of the effects and influence them to see the world with their own naked eyes. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Landicho, for an inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's focus our attention to our next speaker, Mr. Clarence Llarena.
A blessed day, everyone. I am Mr. Clarence Llarena, and this is my teaching philosophy. Teaching is one way to generate learners. For me, it is quite important way not just to teach the lessons from the prescribed subject syllabus, but also to impart the lessons that greatly mold the students to become better individuals. Another thing is the lessons that are really marked in their minds and heart, knowing the fact that these ideas can be a guide in their journey. I also believe that I am a progressivist teacher who wants to develop learners into becoming enlightened and intelligent citizens of a democratic society. As it is said that teaching is the profession that creates all other professions, I must be very aware that the world I entered is not just literally doing what is written, but I must bear in mind that it is about molding the future generations of our country, of our world indeed. I also believe that a good teacher has a power to produce students bearing good fruits and living in a successful life. The teacher's passion to teach must be active because it is inevitable that he or she can shape and mold young leaders that are morally and intellectually disciplined. I know that every child is special and unique in their own ways. It is existentialism where we help them to understand and appreciate themselves as unique individuals who accept complete responsibility for their thoughts, feelings, and action. I will be a bridge to every of my students to connect their ideas to be as one. I will be an environment wherein they feel that they are comfortable in expressing themselves. Like plants and a good farmer, I will always water my students with knowledge full of love and understanding. To achieve these all expectations, I, as a future educator, would be a good role model now as a student and in the future as a teacher. I know that through my passion in teaching, I can and I will be successful to meet all of this because God brings me to the profession where I am the tree and the students are my good works. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Clarence, for your teaching philosophy. Now, let's pay our attention to our next speaker, Miss Princess Mabuyo.
Good day everyone, I am Princess Mabuyo from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Mathematics 1201 and this is my teaching philosophy. Teacher is the way. Why? Most of us, when we hear the word teacher, the first thing that comes into our mind is difficult profession, strict, kind, hardworking, and etc. But what is the real definition of the word teacher? A teacher is someone who teaches many different subjects to their students in a school. Some people said that our teachers are like our second parents and the school is our second home. I, as a student of Batangas State University Malbar campus, taking Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Mathematics, dreaming to be a future teacher someday, studying hard and doing my best to be one of those aspiring teachers who are working hard to give us knowledge and guide us spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically to achieve our goals and dreams in the future with our own dream profession. And as a future educator, I am looking forward on how will I engage with my students and what will be my strategies and techniques for teaching for them to easily understand my lesson. Being a future math teacher, I will hear some of my students complaining how hard the mathematics is. I understand their situation because I experienced that, complaining how hard mathematics is, but later on, I started to like it and to love it. Using my techniques and strategies, I will explain and discuss to them my lesson one by one for them to easily follow the steps on how to solve a certain problem. I am not the type of person who is serious and strict, so seeing myself in front of my students, teaching them the mathematics subject with full of positive vibes and good energy while they have smile on their faces, ignoring how hard is math, is so satisfying. I know that interaction with the students is also important. That's why I also have learning strategies for them to know how to solve a problem independently. I am not good in public speaking, but I took this profession, teaching. At first, I am so scared and nervous because I am not really expert when it comes to speaking in front of many people. But it will not hinder my desire to teach and to guide my future students to their success. Because learning in a school with a teacher that is not willing to guide you in the right path is not a teacher, but is a hindrance. Hindrance in achieving your goals. My expectations is all my students will achieve their goals and to be successful in the future. And in order to do that is they need to become hardworking and be kind and always do their best because the outcome will be their success. And as a student in this generation facing a pandemic right now, it is not easy for us students to adjust to the new system of education, which is the online class. But I also knew that we, students, are not the only one who is suffering in this kind of system. All the teachers who are doing their best to understand give us knowledge despite of the situation. I deeply understand that we, students, are tired, but our teachers are also very tired. But still, they're doing their best because they love their profession, because they know that we need them. By teaching philosophy, your students needs you. You are their way to their success.
Thank you very much, Miss Princess Mabuyo, for your inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's hear our next speaker, Miss Maria Cristina Malabanan.
Philosophy about the teachers and students. Including what I observed when I was a student, they have so many relationships with teachers and students. That they have so many relations that will happen, including the teacher and students. Like my experience in my elementary, high school, senior high school, and also college. I am close to all my teachers, but I am not very close. But also, I'm very thankful for that. I'm not saying that all my teachers. What I want to say for this is about my relationship with my teachers. I am close to him, yes, but my relationship with them is not the same. Maybe because I'm shy or I'm not confident for that. And I think that is also the fault of my other classmates. They are shy or have not the confidence to like others. On how others do that. How they did to be very close to all teachers. Like what I observe now, they have a pandemic. The teachers and students are not very close to their teacher. They didn't see each other. They also see on phone, laptop, or computer. When they have no pandemic, they have many students that are shy, low in confidence to talk to their teacher, like talking to their family and friends. What about now? They have a pandemic. How are the students will be close to their teacher? How do they boost their self-confidence? And how? And that is the real fact that having a pandemic is very hard to us. But much, all those students that have no confidence, the confidence that will boost in school with their teacher, on how the teacher gives attention on their home. That is what I observed, and also what I did deep felt, but because of my dear teacher, that does not stop to ask me and know my feelings, and give me a love and care that sometimes I never felt at home. And I am so blessed now for having teachers and friends that are always there for me. And also God. And me as a future teacher, the only thing that I want to achieve is to be close to all my students and know what their behavior and hint I will accept all of them.
Thank you so much, Miss Malabanan, for your teaching philosophy. Now, let's hear our next speaker, Miss Rochelle Maristela.
Good day, everyone. I am Rochelle C. Maristela, BSEd Mathematics 1201. Today, I will tell you how I teach someday. In what is the importance of education to us. Education is the key to be a successful person someday. They are the intelligence that didn't get of the other person and didn't buy the money. Next is what I believe in teaching. I believe when a teacher is kind, good, and friendly teacher, many students will be admired to be kind to him. If the teacher showing their good treats and care to his student, she also receive the love and care from his student. Having a good relationship to your student is a very important. So, I want my classroom are always be lively and fun, even at class time and even at mathematics time. I teach them correctly and I will show them even the mathematics time is the subject they are studying fun, interesting, and not sleepy. I will make the way to be active during my class. One way will make them all to be active is giving a reward. How do I reward to my future students? The reward that give to them is the reward that can all learn to be active and respond quickly to all the activities I have to do. First, when I teach, they are energetic. So they can be energetic every time when I teach. I want someone to answer my questions. And the person who give the correct answer have additional points and there will be enter to the recitations. What if my teaching plan is not effective to my future students? I would like to ask to my students what they want in the way that all can be active and energetic. I believe that when the class are fun, no more student will be alone. As long as the teacher are good in teaching, all the students will learn and socialize to their classmates. I want all of us have a cooperations and have a good relationship to each other. As a future educator, I believe that when the teacher are boring in the class, their student will be boring and no one interesting to listen to them. It's just hard to think that you are that your students are losing the respect to you. This is my teaching philosophy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Maristela, for your inspiring teaching philosophy. Now, let's focus our attention to our next speaker, Miss Generose Mejaldia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Generose Mejaldia, and this is my teaching philosophy. I believe that school is not just about education. It is also a place where every child can discover their hidden talents. As a teacher, I'm not just going to give knowledge to my students. I also want to help them to develop and or showcase their talents to everyone. Some children are scared to come up with new things. Some don't have enough confidence. One of the reasons I chose education is because I'm one of those students who are scared and unconfident. I believe that we are not just their teacher, but we are also their parent and a friend. And we must help them, listen to them, and support them. I'm pursuing this career because I believe that I can give students the guidance that they need. Not all parents have time for their children because of their work and some personal issues. I will help those parents by educating their child the value of life and not closing their minds about the world. The thing with teens in today's time, they get easily depressed in a simple problem, and that's normal. And I think they just need someone to talk to and trust. When this occurs, the students are learning and appreciating life at the same time. In conclusion, teaching is about building connection with one another. And my goal as a teacher is to give the information they need about the subject I teach, provide them a positive and peaceful classroom that they carry even on the outside toxic world, and give them the confidence to embrace their dreams. My teaching philosophy may not be evident just in schools, but this serves as our guide to continue our job, our profession. Students will look back at the time, and I hope that my students will be successful someday. And I'm proud to say that I am one of the bridges of their success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Generose Mejaldia. Now, let's hear the teaching philosophy of our next speaker, Miss Messi Miliabe.
Good day, everyone. I am Messi Miliabe, and this is my teaching philosophy. Before I enter university, I was having a second thought of what program will I pursue. I was an ABM student in my previous school, and I thought of choosing business administration, but I also considered the best option to put on, and I ended up my mind choosing education program, major in mathematics. It's inclined to my strength as well, and I believe it can give me more opportunities in the future. As a newbie of my department, I can say that I am learning so much lessons here, making me realize a lot of things. And those things are my philosophy. I may be silent at all times, just listening to my instructors, putting up some notes, and answering questions. I am also looking deeply on how my instructors make the class well, and how they build relationship between us and them. A little over days, I make up my mind with thoughts that in the future, I should be as good as my instructors, with no rush of things. I will embrace my profession and make it my passion. Another thing is that enjoying my job and being happy for it is more than a salary. On the other hand, it's the building of ties and relationship between students to teachers and vice versa. As a future educator, I should be the one responsible for my students when they are with me. Practice maximum patience at all times, for the capacity of learning is still developing for the students, and we need to be considerate at all times. They say that education program creates our profession, and that's a big check. That's why we should be proud that we are the hope of the society. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Messi Miliabe, for your teaching philosophy. Now, Let's hear our next speaker, none other than Mr. Adrian Mira.
Good day everyone. This is my teaching philosophy. I believe that one of the reasons that a child learns is because he listens and he only focuses on what is being said to him. Also, one of the reasons is through what they do. If they do it while studying, teaching, they learn much better. I believe that they will be better to understand what I teach them if I give them easier examples to make it clear on whatever I am teaching. Additionally, the way I teach, I will put them a little more fun so that they will not be bored. I believe that teaching is important to me so that I can help more students to reach their dreams, and besides of that, I can have additional knowledge to learn in teaching. I believe that I will be only happy with teaching if they listen and cooperate in class. Of course, I will be especially happy when they come out of the classroom that they will all have a new knowledge that I have learned that they can apply in their lives. I believe that it will be great and good because our Lord is always included in my teaching. I believe that delivering a good and understandable teaching requires some humor so that the class will never leave the room full of boredom. I also want to start my class with a prayer and maybe sharing some Bible verses in order for the whole class to be blessed and inspired. I believe that giving the best I can do is through the usage of my voice for me to know what kind of teaching I am. For example, I will initiate a sharing concept between me and the rest of the class and also for teaching improvement purposes. Conducting a recitation whenever I have the chance to teach will guarantee if the class themselves understands a particular lessons. Aside from it, I will also conduct activities and games for further understanding. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adrian Mira, for your inspiring teaching philosophy.